Hey, Russell Hotel's going live just for a couple of minutes. You guys know how I do it. This is the daily check-in. I do this. Well, I try to do it daily, right? Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Just get caught up on what's going on in the world of hospitality or what's going on in the world of Russell of Hotels. I'm not, it just depends, right? I was out last week, so I was not able to do lives last week. I was posting, which means I'm still staying visible. I'm still staying active. It's just that I was not live like I normally am. I normally do, once again, the daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I do this show called On Air with Russell of Hotels, which is creeping up on 300 shows, believe it or not, right? So that comes on every Tuesday, okay? So that will be tomorrow. So yeah, so let me just make sure, hold on one second. Let me make sure my comments are on because if people want to make comments, we're live on YouTube. We're live on LinkedIn. So only thing about being live on YouTube and LinkedIn is that you can make your comments in real time on YouTube, but you can't do them on LinkedIn. Sorry. I mean, it's just how LinkedIn is set up. I can't help that. I mean, it's probably the platform I use, which is, what is the platform I use? Ecamm Live. So it doesn't, I guess it inhibits them from using it or them from going, from doing real time comments. I don't know why, but you can make your comments and then later I'll go back and look. If you have comments or questions, of course, I will answer them or respond to those at a later time. But if you follow me on YouTube, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Russell of Hotels. If you do, then you will definitely see me and you can make comments in real time. And guess what I'll do if you make comments in real time? I'll put them on the screen in real time. So anyway, you know how we do it. But anyway, I don't have a topic for today, but I wanted to catch up, right? I just wanted to catch up on things that, transpired last week. There's always some stuff going on. And like I said, I was out last week. I was out with a group, right? So college tours, college bound seniors going on, college tours and, just checking out some universities here, the Cal State universities in California, of course, right? So there's Cal States and then there's the UCs, University of California, right? Two different entities of higher learning, okay? But these were the Cal States. I actually went to a Cal State, okay? I went to Cal State, California State University, Polytechnic at Pomona, okay? That's where I went, right? But we were able to do, let's see, we did 5 colleges and stayed in 3 hotels. There you go. That's where I jump in, right? That's where I come in, the hotels, right? So and the funny thing, all 3 hotels were the Marriott brand, right? So every time I do one of these daily check-ins or on air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about, I'm always going to showcase a hotel that I've experienced, right? And today is no exception because today is the Spring Hill Suites by Marriott. Actually stayed there last week, okay? So every hotel that I show, I've been there, I've experienced, I've stayed in. There you go. So I'll never show a hotel on any of my shows, any of my platforms that I have not experienced for myself. It's wonderful that people want to send me, hey, I'll send you a video. Can you show it on your show? Or, I got some photos. We got some new photos of our newly renovated room. No. I need to be there to make sure because I guess this is the beauty of doing something live or doing the show is that I can say that I was actually there just last week. Okay. So, and this is what it looked like last week. Okay. Now, if someone sends me things, the room may look fantastic, but the rest of the hotel may be crap. You know what I mean? So I can't put my name on something that I have not experienced. That's just what it comes down to for me. Because a lot of times, we as hoteliers, and I've been on the hotel side, you guys know that, started off as a housekeeping manager, went up to front office, and not to bore you with every stop along the way, 14 different stops, but became a sales manager, director of sales and marketing, as well as a general manager. Okay, so I know what to expect, and I know sometimes hotels, they show their best, and then when you go and take a tour, like, well, where's the room that you showed me that I sent the picture of that's on your website? So we will always want to make sure that whatever I'm showing is factual. Okay, so there goes my credibility if I didn't show something that was actually in real time, right? So there you go. So once again, this is the Spring Hill Suites by Marriott. This is actually in Turlock, California. Okay, so this was the second college that we went to. We didn't stay in Bakersfield. The first one was Cal State Bakersfield, but we didn't stay in Bakersfield. We stayed in Turlock, which is near Cal State Stanislaus. And I hope I'm saying that right, Stanislaus. Anyway, look it up. You'll see it. But this is outside. This is like minutes from the campus, which is a beautiful campus, I might add. Okay, so yeah. So Spring Hill Suites by Marriott in Turlock, California. Turlock is a farming community for people that have never been there. Kind of that Central Valley of California. I mean, there's so many, crops and produce and things that are produced here in California. It's ridiculous. Okay, so Turlock is one of those communities that produces, things for us to eat. If it's not for us to eat, it's for livestock, and we eat them. Well, I don't eat them, but somebody eats the livestock, so they got to eat too, right? So anyway. So once again, last week I had a group. It was a college group, college tour group. Okay, so we're able to experience 3 hotels and experience 5 of the Cal states here in California. So great time. I got my list of which I like, but it's not about me, right? I was just there to kind of facilitate some things. So anyway, that is it. So anyway, I wanted to catch up. This is the Monday afternoon catch up because I didn't have a topic today, but I just wanted to catch up on what was going on and things that I missed last week, or things that you may have listed that I may have maybe attended or was a guest on or whatever. What do you mean by that, Russell? Okay, real quick shout out to Craig Sullivan and Glenn Houseman of Friday Night Audit. So thank you so much. I was a guest on their show. They do a podcast. They do several podcasts. Number 1, number 2 shows in hospitality in the world. Okay, I'm just happy to be on the list. But yeah, thank you to Craig and Glenn for inviting me to be a guest on Friday Night Audit. That was just this past Friday. So it's on YouTube. Check it out. I'm going to put it on my page maybe today or tomorrow. It's funny when you have a lot of things going on, like I'm posting things or I'm live here, live there. Sometimes the things that I'm a guest on may get pushed down, right? And that's not what I want to do. I want to make sure that it has this time slot as well, right? So I'll make sure if it's not today or tomorrow, I post it in a time where I'm not posting something on top of it, so you may miss it, right? So because I have to give everything its due, right? So, but that's what happens sometimes. If you have so much content, you sometimes forget that you want to give each piece of content its own time, right? Its own time to shine. And that's what I'm trying to do, right? So I haven't posted it yet, but I do want to thank Craig and Glenn for allowing me to come on, have a beer with them. And that's one thing about them. They drink on their show, okay? They're always having a beer or some kind of, this is always a beer, right? So my beer of choice was 805. That's how I get down. 805. It had the gentleman from New York. I can't think of what his name is. Dave from New York. He's a general manager. He said, I never heard of 805. I said, well, you're from New York. People in New York haven't heard of a lot of stuff, okay? This is West Coast stuff. Anyway, but no. I enjoyed a 805. That's one of my favorite beers. One of my 2 favorite beers would be 805 and Modelo. Okay. And I just discovered I never had a Modelo, the dark one, the Especial, I think. I had one the other day on draft, right? Man, it was so good. I'm like, I think that's got to be my favorite now, right? But anyway, that was my first time. I don't know why, they sell them in the store, but I was in a restaurant in Sacramento, Mexican restaurant, and I said, you know what? Let me try that Modelo Especial. I think it's dark. It's a little darker than the other one. They're both delicious, but this was. I'm gonna try that one again. I'm gonna get that one again. So anyway, I was able, but that's not what that's not what I had on the show. I had an 805. Okay, so if you have not ever had an 805 and you drink beer, check out the 805. Okay, so there you go. So once again, thank you, Craig and Glenn, for Friday Night Audit. It was great. It was fire. It's back. My web series. Now, I had to take some time off from the web series because I had so much content going on that, 1, I had to create the content. 2, I didn't have space to put it anywhere because I've been doing so many things. I've been, having conversations with people. A lot of people have seen the conversations that I had with like Jessica and Vanessa and Victor and Napoleon and Peter at the Click conference, right? Well, the Click conference about a month and a half ago, but I had to wait for those things to be edited and produced and all that stuff by the MJ of hotels. That's my man, brother Bruce Jordan. So he gave me those, and I had to post those as well, right? So when you have a lot of content, you just got to know the right time to put that content out. And that was not the time for my web series to be there, right? Because the web series, I needed to have its own time, okay? So now it's back. I've exhausted my content with the Click conference. So now my web series, which is called Hospitality Unplugged, episode number 13 I put it out over the weekend. So feel free to check it out. It's here on LinkedIn. It's here on YouTube as well. So check those out. So those normally I drop those on the weekend. Hopefully I'm able to drop another one this coming weekend, episode 14, but episode 13 is there. It's all about that sales experience. My first sales experience took me forever to get into sales, but I did make it. And was it, what I thought it was going to be? It was that and then some, right? So I kind of take you through some of the things that I dealt with, and maybe I think one part was what am I trying to say? Establishing a market that was not existent at a hotel, right? So I thought that was kind of cool. Well, it was cool. I didn't think it was cool. You don't think it's cool while you're in it because there's a lot of work, but as I look back on it now, and I'm like, yeah, that was kind of cool how I did that, kind of pat myself on the back. So anyway, so there you go. So once again, my web series is called Hospitality Unplugged. It's on LinkedIn. It's on YouTube. Episode 13. It's all about my experience in my first sales experience. So, so check that out. Shout out to Miss Shari Stauder. She is I want to say, she's in sales for Discover Coronado. Okay, Coronado is outside of San Diego, across the bridge from San Diego, California, Coronado, California. There's a fam trip coming up. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but she invited me. She sent me, she called me, which is great. I wasn't able to take the call, but she called me and left a message saying that she was inviting me to a fam trip that they have coming up. I'm like, okay, great. So she left a message and said she would follow the message with an email of formally inviting me. And she did. And I appreciate that, right? So a lot of people send stuff or they call you and say they're going to send things. They don't always do that. So that's why you get the shout out, Shari. So thank you so much, Miss Stauder, for inviting me to the Discover Colorado. I want to say she's national sales, like director of national sales or director of national accounts, something like that. But she's a big wig with Discover Coronado. So I appreciate you, Shari. Thank you so much for the phone call and the email. I will respond. I told her that for the most part, I'm pretty sure that I'm able to attend, but I will let her know by the end of the week, just to confirm that. And shout out to everyone at Destination West. I know you guys miss me. I can't be there, but shout out to Destination West. Like Miss Tiffany's there, Zana is there. I mean, I know a lot of people that are there, but I can't shout out everybody, but I knew those two were there because I just talked to them maybe in the last couple of days. So I was unable to go because of the trip that I had last week, and it was just not, I wasn't able to do, I can't do everything, right? So Destination West is in Colorado Springs, and I never been there, and I really actually wanted to go. But anyway, couldn't go. I can't make everything, but shout out to them and everyone that's there that's attending, all the suppliers, the CVBs, the hotels, as well as the buyers who would be like Zana and Tiffany. Those are the meeting planners or hotel site selection people. Okay, like myself, I would be a buyer as well. So, and speaking of Tiffany English, she's going to be, normally she's a guest with me on Mondays, but because she's at this show, she couldn't do it. So we're going to do it later in the week, probably Wednesday, I think that we talked about, but I'll keep you posted on that. And then also Miss Zana Divine Hospitality. She's going to be a guest on Friday at 10 o'clock on the daily check-in. So she's going to be a guest as well. We're going to talk about, things that she's been working on, restaurant. She's all about hospitality and upselling and how to do these things correctly within that restaurant space. It's all based on hospitality. I mean, she can do the same things in the hotel space as well, but I know she concentrates a lot on the restaurant, the food and beverage part of it, and the hospitality. Like I said, upselling, promoting, merchandising, all those things she specializes in. And a lot of restaurants could use her service. I mean, seriously, because I go to restaurants, we all go to restaurants all the time, right? And service sometimes sucks. And it's just the little things that someone needs from the outside can see, right? Because when you're entrenched in it, you're a manager or you're a director or whatever, and you're entrenched in the day to day grind, you don't see everything that's going on. And then we get upset when someone, a guest of our establishment, complains about something, right? Like, well, that doesn't happen. Well, you need a third party to kind of look at things. And it's okay to hire a third party person to come in and say, hey, I evaluated your service levels or your operation, and these are the things that I see. I'm sure there'll be some good things, but you got to pay attention to, celebrate the good things, of course, right? But look at the things that maybe you're a little deficient on. It's okay. Well, Zana Divine Hospitality, that's what she does. That's her niche, okay? Grew up in food and beverage, okay? From Europe, here in the United States now, but brought that European service aspect with her, okay? And we need that, okay? So she will be a guest on the daily check-in on Friday at 10 o'clock. So, boy, I gave her a big introduction, didn't I? Woo! She should be happy about that. So anyway, let's move forward. I done went through what I was talking about, whatever. So I'm just going to show you some of of course, like I said, every time I do a daily check-in, I'm showing the hotel that I stayed in. And this was a double bedded room. These are, were they queens? I'm trying to think. Were they queens? No, these are queens. Yeah, these are queens, meaning 2 queen beds in the room. I'm pretty sure they were. And so it has a separate living area that the sofa right there opens up into a bed as well. So you can actually sleep probably, well, it depends on how big the people are. But I'm sure they say you can sleep 6 people, but, maybe 6 or I'll say, yeah, I'll say 6. Okay. Maybe 5. Just depends, right? But yeah. But gone are the days of when you have football teams, them sleeping in the same bed. That ain't or sports teams. That's not what's happening anymore. So everyone needs their own bed. You can have 2 beds in there, but gone are the days of throwing 4 people in that room, meaning 2 people are sleeping in the bed. No, we can't do that anymore. So 2 people, 1 in each bed, okay? And a lot of times the athletes do not expect a sofa bed. They will not take a sofa bed, okay? This is just some FYI stuff because I've dealt with this before. I deal with groups all the time, right? I'm not just, Russell of Hotels, the one that does a podcast and all that. This is Russell of Hotels that actually, one, knows about hotels, provides groups for hotels, right? And I specifically know about sports groups, okay? Especially when it comes to like the high school age and maybe a little lower than high school, maybe junior high age or middle school age or whatever. But gone are those days where you wanted to throw as many people as you can in a room. Now, you can if you're a family, okay? Now, if you're a family all traveling together and that you're used to all that, but it can kind of get you in trouble, get the organizer in trouble if you're forcing people to sleep with certain people, okay? The people that they may not know, or, it becomes a thing, and it's best not to do it. It's best that everyone has their sleeping space, okay? You're gonna pay, maybe you gotta pay a little bit more money, but that's okay. It keeps you out of trouble, okay? If you're the organizer, so everyone should have their own bed, okay? You can have 2 beds in a room. Everyone should have their own bed, okay? I'm just letting you know. I've seen it. So this is the front desk at the Spring Hill Suites by Marriott in Turlock, California. As you can see, the Bonvoy Elite, I'm Bonvoy, of course. Are you Bonvoy member? Do you stay at a lot of Marriott hotels? You should be a Bonvoy member. If you stay at Hilton's, you should be Hilton Honors, wherever you stay, you should be a member. You should have your number and all that stuff just in case you happen to check into another brand. I stay at a lot of Marriott hotels, but if say I'm not staying at a Marriott, maybe I'm at a Hilton, maybe I'm at a Hyatt, maybe I'm at an IHG, whatever it is, I have a number for them. Okay, so just make sure you definitely a loyal member of each one of those brands, because you just never know. I never know where I'm going to be staying. I never know where my clients are want to stay or for their group or whatever. I just want to make sure that I'm a member of each one of these hotels. Okay, so the blog. Okay, just real quick, the blog. These daily check-ins don't have to be that long. I just sometimes, I haven't done it all week, all last week. So I guess maybe I'm just trying to catch up. But the blog. So anything that I talk about, topics or whatever, they're going to be on the blog. So not today's topic, because today is not a topic. I'm just catching up on where I was last week. Okay. But anything that I talked about last week and in the past is there. Okay. So just go russellofhotels.com, go to the blog, hit that blog button, bing, and everything I talked about will display. It just bing, there, it'll be right there. Okay. It'll even bing, bing. So check it out. Just go to russellofhotels.com, and anything that I talked about, anything that I discuss, any topic that I have will be on there. So make sure you check that out. Any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me, because that's what it's all about. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so which means On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show, will be on tomorrow, Tuesday at 1 o'clock PST, live on LinkedIn and live on YouTube. Just like this is live on YouTube and LinkedIn, that will be live on there as well. Okay. These are my platforms of choice, right? So there you go. So make sure you check that out. I want to say it's going to be show number 295, 294 or 295. And I mentioned countdown to 300, right? 300 shows. Who would have thought? Started this back in 2019. And I really have not I took a break for about 3 weeks, I think, that year, 2019. But since then, I've been rolling. I've been rolling. I just been going, right? So, and I'm going to keep going until I can't talk anymore. So there you go. So, because there's always something to talk about, always something to discuss in the world of hospitality. Okay. And even if there's nothing to talk about, I'm going to make something up. Okay. So anyway, just for people that didn't know, the ROH on my hat stands for Russell of Hotels. Okay. All right. I'm sure there's somebody in the back who's like puzzled, like, what does ROH mean? ROH means Russell of Hotels. Okay. So there you go. In fact, I'm supposed to be getting some more hats. I'm getting the hats with, it's going to be ROH. On the side, it's going to be, what is it going to be on the side? It's going to be the number 14. Do you know what the significance of number 14 is? That's how many hotels I worked in. There you go. And then I think on the back is going to be my website, russellofhotels.com, something like that. I can't remember, but look forward to those hats. In fact, I'm going to start putting these things for sale on my website. Okay. So look for that in the future as well. So if you want an ROH hat, Russell of Hotels, any kind of gear like this, I even have the Russell, boom. That's the OG right there. OG. So anyway, I don't know why I said all that. You always got to plug your stuff, right? You always got to plug your stuff, and you always got to be visible, because no one's going to be visible for you. No one can be visible for you. Okay. That's one thing. And no one is ever going to promote your brand like you can. Okay. That's why I continuously stay visible. I stay active on social media, because I don't want people to forget who I am, what I do, and how I can help people. Okay. So there you go. So always remember that kind of stuff, because sometimes we expect other people to do this stuff for us, and it's not other people's job. It's our job to promote our brand. Although we appreciate it when people will like and subscribe to our channels, and they'll repost things, because I appreciate the heck out of that stuff, right? But if you're not visible, and if you're not saying things that people want to hear, they're not going to do that either. So stay visible, because remember this. Listen to this. Listen to this. Visibility leads to brand awareness. Brand awareness leads to brand excitement. You want people excited about your brand, right? And brand excitement leads to bookings. That means business, okay? So if you're a hotel and you lack visibility, that could be a reason why your hotel's not doing as well as it should be, okay? I'm just throwing it out there. So visibility leads to brand awareness. Brand awareness leads to brand excitement, and brand excitement leads to bookings. So be visible, okay? And you can't expect results if you're hiding. Visibility is not luck, it's strategy, okay? So you have to be strategic in being visible, okay? I'm being strategic because I do this show called On Air with Russell of Hotels, and I do a daily check-in, and I post often. Okay, so it's hard for me to even go back and look and see what is there a day during the week that I have not posted. There's always something going on, right? I have so much content, and I mentioned that at the beginning of the show. So, even if I'm not able to do a live, I have so much content that's still recent that maybe you haven't seen, right? Just like I just mentioned, I was a guest on Friday Night Audit. I haven't posted that yet. Glenn and Craig may have posted on their site, but I haven't posted on mine yet. So those are things that I haven't done yet. So that's content that I can break up and kind of introduce people to it, right? I can break it up and post things all week if I wanted to. But it's all about being visible, right? So remember that if you have a brand that you're trying to promote and you're not being visible, well, that could be a reason why your bookings are down, or there's no business coming in like you thought it should be, because it's all about visibility, okay? And we have to be visible in order for people to be excited about us. But the excitement starts with you. Visibility and excitement starts with you, because if you are the one that, if it's your brand, you have to be the one that's, shaking the pom-poms the most, right? Because it's your brand, right? So there you go. That's just me, and I'm just trying to tell people, not what they should do, but what matters. Okay. So once again, this is I'm Russell of Hotels. Contact me if you have any questions at all. Feel free to email me, russell@russellofhotels.com. Go to my website, russellofhotels.com, and all my information is there. What is this right here? People may look and say, what is this? 7-Eleven? No, this is the snack bar or the market at the Spring Hill Suites by Marriott and Turlock, okay? So a lot of the Spring Hill Suites, your Courtyards, your Fairfield Inns, a lot of those hotels, even some of the Hilton brands, have markets because it was something that they were missing out on. They're missing out on this revenue, right? So we put little markets in there. We got a microwave there. We got microwavable food. We got chips. We got sodas. We got beer. We got wine, okay? They don't do like hard liquor or anything like that, but they will do beer and wine. And these things are hot, right? So I always stay in these types of hotels, right? If I'm not staying in a full service hotel, even the full service hotels may have a market because they want to take advantage of those people that have those late night munchies. Instead of going to the 7-Eleven, you might as well spend $20 on a bag of chips here. So you know what I mean? Hey, Cousin Janie, appreciate you coming on. See, that's Cousin Janie right there. See, so this is what I do. So if someone makes a comment on YouTube, I click on it, and their comment in real time is on the screen. Boom, just like that, okay? Hi, cousin. How are you, Janie? See, Janie's a cousin. She's from Blythe right now. I'm from Blythe, right? So Janie, born and raised in Blythe, California, too, okay? They don't live there now, just like I don't live there now. Although I have an office there. I kind of work from both places. I work here and I work at a Blythe as well. So I have to maintain that connection with my hometown, okay? But yeah, so we're all from Blythe, right? So there you go. So anyway, thank you so much, Cousin Janie. Appreciate you coming on and making your comments so I can display it just like in real time. So that is it. So thank you guys so much. Remember, tomorrow On Air with Russell of Hotels. That's that live hospitality talk show. I want to say it's show number 294. Countdown to 300 will be on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I got a good topic for tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you what it is now, but it's going to be a good one. Okay, it's going to have something to do with revenue management. Some people are like, what? That sounds exciting. There's some people that love revenue management, okay? But there's some things that are going on that I just wanted to talk about for a couple minutes. So anyway, I think that's going to be the topic. If not, I'll come up with another one. I'll pull another one out of my butt. So there you go. Anyway, that is it. You guys have a great day. Thank you guys so much for joining this. Once again, this was not, I didn't have a topic today. This was just basically catching up from last week, letting people know what I was doing, giving a couple shout outs to people, thanking people like Craig and Glenn for allowing me to come on to their show, Friday Night Audit, and just all the content that that I have amassed and I'm able to post to stay visible, right? Although I wasn't doing live last week, I was still posting things, and that's the difference. We still need to post things if we cannot do lives. Okay, let me just put Janie's comment up there. She said, family is everything. That is correct. Thank you so much, family. So anyway, that is it. See, that's what happens when you make comments in real time. They get put on the screen over here somewhere. Doo-doo-doo. Where's it? No, right there. Okay. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. So anyway, that is it. You guys have a great day. Happy Monday. And we'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock PST on air with Russell of Hotels. Live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. Until tomorrow, peace.